This is a Wednesday night edition of the Buddy Martin Show. I don't know why I'm turned this way, but I am. And glad to be with you tonight. It's going to be a fun time and lots of information to give to you. We've got a far-flung correspondence all around tonight, including Jeffrey Meldon down in Miami, where he's trying to get through to us, and he's doing a good job. I'll be joining him in a minute. It's time to dig deep on the Gators now, folks. Stuff happening. And the stuff that's going on is related to the season around the corner. And it's time to get serious. And I think Billy's done just that. The certain phrase he used the other night, and I found the word I was looking for to figure out exactly what it was about him that I admired so much and liked. So anyway, we're coming your way if we can get this thing on the other way, but we'll come your way anyway. Stay tuned. The Buddy Martin Show is now on the air.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ? I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
Welcome. This is a different look for us tonight. We're trying to get to the bottom of this while we're looking at you so vertically, but we're going to go right to the phone, not the phone lines, those are old days, to the link and get our friend Jeffrey Meldon. We've been looking forward to this conversation for quite some time, and that would be because he's on a worldwide tour. I have a new name for him. If we can hook up with him now, he doesn't have any problems. I'm going to start calling him Marco Polo. Because the tour he had recently was like something you read out of Marco Polo. And sitting there in the catbird seat is Edgar Thompson, the remarkable reporter for the Orlando Sentinel, who will join us and get us up to speed on the season. Because there's a lot we don't know, like who's the backup quarterback and stuff. And I'm sure Edgar's trying to find out as well. So if we can get Jeffrey, he's somewhere in a hotel room in South Florida using his telephone. We're just kind of roughing it tonight, doing the best we can. Like you said, Jeffrey, just two old geezers trying to get it done. How you doing? Good evening to you, buddy.
Buddy, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm down here in Miami getting ready for our big tailgate for the Gator Miami game in a month.
Oh, that's right. You have a lot going on right now, and I want to get to that. And I want to just have to overcome this view we have tonight. For some reason or the other. And I've got some photographs I'm going to try. You send me a lot of photographs, but I don't know I can get them all on because I couldn't get some of them to work. But I want you to think about this first, and then we'll come back to it. What a trip you had. It was remarkable. I believe 7 weeks. I want to hear all about it, your favorite spots. You and Patricia toured several continents. So we'll talk about that. But first and foremost, I want to say to you that I forget to ask you about this sometimes. I told you on the phone today. We talk a lot about Gator sports. You're the only official law firm associated with these Gators. And I know you're a very happy camper about this basketball team because you were embedded with them, man. You were there with them every step of the way. You and Todd have been good buddies since the beginning. And we're excited for Todd. And the news I heard today about what he's doing just warmed my heart. We'll talk more about it tomorrow night with Drew Diddy of the Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club. He'll tell us about it, but you'll be there next Wednesday night as Todd comes to Golden Ocala. And I'm told there are tickets available, but you better hurry. And Drew Diddy is the one person to call. We'll try to get that information for you. It's going to be a fun time. The good night is I really love the fact that Todd Golden's not only his commitment to come back to Ocala and do the Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club. So, Jeffrey, you'll be there. What about your buddy, Todd's having a good run.
Yeah, look, he's built a really successful program. He's used different tactics than all the other coaches have used. I think he's going to become a leader as far as some of his ideas that are counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you saw something in him early on. I think you and he hooked up and became friends, and you got to kind of be with him every step of the way. I thought, which is great. Talk about that.
Well, look, Todd came in as this hot young coach. What was he, 36 when he came here? And he won
Maybe a
his
little older,
first,
but yeah.
he won a national championship by the age of 39, which is remarkable. I think there were a lot of factors that played into it. Certainly, he put together remarkable talent in a short period of time. Getting, Will Richard and Elijah Martin was awesome. And he kept bringing in the talent that he needed to compete at a high level. And I give him a lot of credit for that. And I really believe that he can have the kind of run that Billy Donovan had, so long as we give him enough money to pay the players, as much as they make, which is a hell of a lot of money
It
now.
is a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, no,
But that's the game. That's the game. And you've done your part there. And I want to talk about something that's going on, which I think is terrific. It's this thing that you've worked with the University of Florida on, Meldon Law as a partner on it, and you're giving away 10,000 replicas rings for the championship coming up on the 21st of November, I believe was the date, and for the Merrimack game. And I'm told by your partner, Freddie Weeby, that the first 10,000 people at the Merrimack game, I'll be the only time they ever draw 10,000 from Merrimack, will get these rings. And that's amazing. Talk about that a little bit. What's going on with that?
Yeah, they came to us with the proposal to do these rings, and I had to think about it because it was a hefty donation.
Yeah.
However, I'm really focusing on bringing a long-term fan base. I don't know if we're going to be Kentucky or Duke, as far as our fan base, but I'd sure like it to happen. And getting replicas of the championship ring is one step towards that goal of exciting the fan base.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's certainly going there for sure. So I just wanted to let me get you back, Carol. I'm going to bring in Edgar here in just a second too. We're going to talk a little more about the situation and and what's going on with the football team as well. Let's get to. I'm going to try to put this picture up and see if it works. But to be honest with you, I couldn't get them all. I couldn't get them on there, and so as a result, I might not be able to. I might not be able to get everything on I want to see at night. We'll go back to them. But talk about your trip.
So we had the trip of a lifetime, really. I'd never taken off for more than, I don't know, maybe, 3 or 4 weeks at a time. And that was a long, long time to do that. And this week, my wife, Patricia, and I, this summer, my wife, Patricia, and I took off. We flew to Rome and then took this incredible cruise. Our first stop was Pompeii. And I had heard about Pompeii for, since I was in, middle school or whatever, but I'd never experienced it firsthand. And as you know, you can read about cities and history, which I love doing. There's nothing like experiencing it. And this was one hell of a city that was wiped out overnight. And then they tried to repopulate it a little bit, but they had to wait till I think 1700 before they actually started excavating Pompeii. And you could see the advanced society that they had. I think it was somewhere around 100 AD when the Mount Vesuvius erupted, and and in the middle of the night when everybody was sleeping, all the ashes and fumes, and the most deadly were the gases that killed everybody. Anyhow, that's kind of morbid, but it was
Well, that's how it
fascinating.
happened. It's history. It's the truth. It's
Yeah, and anyhow, of the other cities, we went all over. We went down to Sicily and Malta and Corfu and Greece and Croatia. So I went to Marco Polo's house in Croatia, buddy.
really, so there is some similar that you and Marco Polo. I said you're the Marco Polo of this day and time. So,
Yeah, so listen to this. You know how they always say he was Italian?
yes.
Well, Italy had just conquered Croatia, but he was Croatian. So Italy claims credit for Marco Polo, even though he's Croatian.
Sounds like Auburn and national championships. They just claim them.
I know.
So,
I saw that. They're gonna start claiming championships they never won. Anyhow, the rest of the trip was great. I'd never been to Eastern Europe, and we
yeah.
went to Vienna, Budapest, Prague, and the home of Urban Klavzar.
Yeah,
In
that's right. That's right.
yeah,
Good reference.
Ljubljana. As a matter of fact, my wife Patricia has his cell phone and texted him, and he was leaving, heading back to Gainesville the day we arrived in Slovenia. So that was, we wish we could have seen him there. That would have been fun.
Wow, yeah. That's great. Well, anyway, you had and I'll get the pictures next time. Only two of them came through that you sent me to use, but the one at Pompeii was remarkable. Of all the places you went, I heard from you a couple of times, and of all the places you went, and how many countries did you go to?
I don't know.
Tell
I
me.
think 12. We
12,
went
yeah.
to Portugal. We went to Spain. I mean, we were all over, buddy.
Yeah.
But I was ready to get back after 5 weeks. I'll tell you, that's about I
Well,
think
yeah,
that's
that's a
my
long time.
limit.
Yeah, it's a
But
long time, 5 weeks. And,
oh,
and so tell me the favorite things you did.
I would say going through Eastern Europe. I'd never been there before, and just to see those incredible societies that had been built up there and then resurrected after World War II was pretty incredible. Because in Florida, if a building's more than 80 years old, it's old, right?
Yeah.
In the United States, if a building's more than 220 years old, it's really old. When
Yeah.
you go there, if a building's 800 or 900 years old, it's considered
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I got a call. I called my friend today, Susan Griner, to talk about the news of the tip-off club getting getting Todd Golden next Wednesday, and she's, of course, her husband Augie founded the tip-off club and years ago. And I was calling her, and the phone rang funny, and she picked it up. She said, "I'm in Portugal." I said, "Well, criminy, everybody I talked to is in Spain or Portugal, someplace." So you were there just recently, as I recall.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, my wife Patricia's works closely with Kelly Ray Finley and the
Yeah,
Gator
yeah,
women's team,
yeah.
and they had a Euro tournament there, and Patricia met with the assistant coach CJ, who was there to recruit a new Italian player who was playing in the tournament. Patricia
Okay.
got to be best friends with her mom and dad, and
Mhm.
they're coming to Gainesville and go hang out with us.
Nice, nice. Now we're running out of time, and I want to be sure and get this in. I was listening to your podcast today, which Jeffrey does, and I didn't realize how much you expanded. And you get on and talk about everything but the business, and my job is to make you talk about the law firm every now and then. And you guys are now going from like 13 to 50 people at Meldon Law, right?
Yeah, we're really excited. We're opening up offices in the villages, and we just opened up our Aventura office down in Miami. And my
Okay,
daughter Jessica has joined the firm, which is very
nice,
exciting. And she's going to be heading up our Meldon Law South Florida branch. And right
nice.
now, It's Meldon law, through the whole state of Florida.
And you're getting a lot of calls from around the state. I know a lot of people do check it. Well, listen, we're out of time for this session, but promise we will come back soon. We'll talk about A, Todd Golden and what's going on with him, and B, talk about the photographs you're going to give me that I can use on the show to show some the spectacular one in Pompeii. I wanted to be able to show, but I can't get them on soon.
Well, we'll be back. But listen, buddy, thank you for having me on. I'm really excited about football coming up.
Great.
I saw Coach Napier at the Red Shoe Affair last week. And, I just congratulated him on sticking to the process.
Right.
Because, you know what it's like. Half the fans want to fire him no matter what he does.
That's
right?
true. That's the politician. 50% of the people who hate you have. Say good evening to Edgar, and we'll say good night to you, Jeffrey. Edgar Thompson.
Hey, it was great. Thank you, buddy. Hi,
Thank you,
Edgar.
man.
Hey, Mr. Meldon.
Call me Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, I haven't met you before, but good to meet you. Yes, sir. I was reading the Wall Street Journal a couple weeks ago, and they had they do that review section. So there's a book on Marco Polo, highly recommended in there. You should.
I love it. I'm gonna look it up.
I'll pass the info on to Buddy and he can get it to you. But it concludes that Marco Polo uttered on his deathbed, "I've not told half of what I saw," which sounds somewhat like your trip, because I'm sure you didn't tell us a tenth of what you saw. So
hey, they had really risque pictures in Pompeii.
Yeah,
I
we
told
can't
Buddy,
show those.
I said you can look at them, but you can't show them. I mean, they were wild back then.
Yeah. Well, anyway, nice to have met you.
Pleasure. See you later, guys.
Jeffrey, I'll talk to you. Have a good visit down there, Jeffrey, with your granddaughter. All right. Thank you, Jeffrey Meldon. Good evening to